Oh, welcome back to the channel, everybody. We're still working on that, I was going to say Hercules, an Economy made by Hercules. For those of you unfamiliar, Economy was a Hercules engine that was produced specifically for Sears and Roebuck and sold through their catalog. So anyway, got these pieces back from getting cleaned. I shipped these out just because there was so much baked grease in here. There was going to be no way to get it out. So it's been baked at, I believe he said 475 for 4 hours, and then they put it in a shot cabinet where it gets bombarded with steel shot. Cleaned it up pretty darn good. This crack right here, I think stops right in there, but I'm not sure. I got the Magnafluxer right there. We'll check it out together. I think that one stops right there. So we got to drill a stop hole. That way on the thermal cycling, it won't continue to crack. I don't believe it would ever move anyway thermally because this is a slow expansion area. It's not like it's inside of a head by the exhaust valve or something. It's really doing some thermal cycling that goes fast. This heats up slow. It all heats up together. So I don't think it would ever move, but we're still going to do it. That's kind of protocol at the end of a crack, is drill a hole to stop it. And of course the base came back. It looked as I thought it would. You know, they're always rougher than you think they are because they put this red lead skim on a lot of stuff and before they painted them, and it made them look pretty good. But I was kind of surprised over here. Somebody broke a tap off there and then drilled another hole and tapped another one beside of it. So that's got to be ground off. I'll probably pack some JB Weld or something in there just to fill it in. Yeah, so that looks real good. We can actually, I'll get some paint in here and on the base, on the underneath, and let that dry. Gas tank will be the first thing to deal with because, as you know, it acted like it was a little too tall for this casting down here, or a little too long. I'm not really sure what the deal was. But we've got two holes, a filler hole and an outlet hole that we got to deal with. So that being said, we got to do some frigging around, but we'll do that later. Right now, oh, I wanted to show you. You talk about, you know, how they cover stuff up before they paint it. Look how rough this casting is right here. You know, I'm going to get some body filler and I'll put in there, and then we'll sand it off. And yeah, they hit a lot of this stuff before they painted it in the old days. They just made the castings look good. And this plug here, I'll probably see if I can get it out because it is a tapped plug. I can see the threads on it, and put another plug in that's not frigged up. But anyway, just little stuff. So let's see how far those cracks go. Okay. Yeah, shows right there's the end of it, what I can see. So we'll put one there. And let's see what we can do on the other side. Oh yeah, that one's showing up real good. So that one you can see goes right to there. So what I'm going to do is take this off. That's the end of the crack. So that's the two ends. One right there, one right over there. I'm going in with this tapered tap for the plug. I'm trying to get it so that the plug just starts through the back side without much tension on it, because you can't put much tension on a tapered plug or it'll open up the crack. Yeah, shoot, come on. There we go. Oh, perfect. It's just starting in the back. So I'll take that out in a minute and put some Loctite on it, some sealer. Now we got to do the same on that one over there. This one here. I drilled at a little bit of an angle that way. There we go. These are what those cast iron plugs look like. Oh, perfect. I can just feel it on the back side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one plug. I'm not going to keep chasing these. These are like a couple bucks a piece. And you go in and you take about a third of your last one out. So for every 4 of them you put in, or you know, the distance of 4, it really takes like 5, or 3, it takes 4, whatever. You don't gain a full diameter of the peg every time. So I'm just going to put them in on the very end. I'm going to grind to them. I'm going to grind this piece so it fits in there good. Just as if you was going to weld prep it. I'll grind this edge. And I'm going to use, I know a lot of people are going to holler and scream, but I'm going to use JB Weld to hold that in. There's not a lot of pressure here. The cylinder on the inside is where most of the load will come. And these head bolts don't tighten like a modern head bolt. You know, I'll have smoke down, but not that tight. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and pull these out and put some Loctite on them. Put them back in. We'll cut them off. We'll just peen them a little bit and call it a day. Okay, got our sealant. This is high pressure stuff. It don't need it. Could use the green, but we'll put this in. Threads are nice and clean, no oil. There we go. Not very tight. I mean, it's snug, but I'm going to saw that off in a minute with a hacksaw. There we go. All right. Good enough. I will go get a hacksaw and cut them off. Let's see here, get you out of the way. There we go. Now if you run the tap in further, you can get another plug out of that one. Oh yeah, blends right in. These are just cast, so they break right off easy. Yeah, now I'm going to grind up. I might even grind into the plug a little bit, but that will stop the crack from moving. And I'm going to grind this all up off camera because a lot of dubbing. I don't want to get sparks all over the camera and ruin the lens. So this is what I'm going to use. 5-minute set time, 10-minute cure time. It's full strength in 24 hours. Yeah, it'll work. Let's see what we can do. So what we're going to do with this first batch, we're going to come right in here like so. Yeah, we'll let that cure, or at least enough so that we know it ain't gonna droop. I'll bring you back in about 10 minutes. Well, I just mixed up a second batch over here. I believe one tube is gonna do it. Once this is set up here, probably after lunch, I'll file it with a file, get it all down flat to when we paint it, looks all right. And yeah, we're going to call it a day on that. The only place I got to do something probably later on is in here. Not really sure what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to put a nipple in there and actually put this epoxy to the nipple and use that for a sealer and just screw it in after I tap it, of course, ahead of time. But I think I'm just going to use a sealer on it. And it should be watertight. So as you can see, a little low spot there, a little low spot right here, one right there, one right there, a couple low spots right here. I'm going to mix up some more off camera. I'll fill these in. I waited till it was pretty hard. It's not really cured, but I just used a real sharp file and a brand new rat tail file to get everything done. But I'm going to go ahead and mix some more up off camera, and I'll bring you back and show you what it looks like here when I get done. Well, as you know, this here was frigged up right through the middle of that pipe fitting hole. So I actually put it on the threads, put this JB weld on the threads, and put it inside the bore, and I screwed it together. And then I packed a bunch around the top. So it's going to be a permanent piece, this little nipple right here. But that's okay. That's going to fix that problem. I should have taken a picture of the rat holes here. This was all the way down within about 3/16, or not 3/16, about 3/8 of an inch from this inside. There was a piece missing, and it came up all through here. This is pretty green yet. I just put it on. I just put Bondo on it, and then I'm going to take my nice new file that's a coarse file, and I'll smooth this all up. This was all pitted. You can see the pits here. Well, those are the minor ones. They get worse all out through this piece of casting. It was pretty rough. But more like this here. But anyway, we're going to let that cure for an hour or two. I'll dress that off. And I think this cylinder is going to be done once I get these two places dressed. I've been squirting this a little bit here and there. Yeah, they don't look too bad. Right down here where the big hole was, I got a few little divots there, but there's that kind of stuff all over the casting anyway, so I'm not going to worry too much about it. This here has all been cured. I've gone around it with a rat tail file. I don't think it's going to leak. No guarantees, but I don't think it's going to. If it does leak, we'll deal with it later. I'm going to put a little bit of red paint on it. We'll see how good it hides. Well, that's what it looks like after the paint's gone on it. You can see the pinholes that I didn't cover, but down here where I covered most of them, it looks pretty good. I believe that cylinder is going to be all right. And I got a couple of coats on the base on the outside. When I flip it up to do the gas tank, I'll put some paint on the inside. I'll probably do it tonight, actually, off camera. Actually, I did all the painting off camera. So anyway, this thing is about ready to go together, except for that wrist pin bushing. I've got to do something there. Other than that, I'm pretty well set. Probably the next video will be fixing the connecting rod wrist pin bushing. Yeah, I think that'll be it. So anyway, yeah, everything went good today. Had a few interruptions. Relatives showed up. That killed 2 or 3 hours. One of my best friends' furnace went down. I had to go help him get his furnace going. Just typical day. But anyway, I got a little something done. As long as I'm making progress, that makes me happy. So anyway, take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.